I didn't wake up early. Late night. My wife's event went into the wee hours, and I was just tired. I didn't go to sleep till about 2:00. I can stay up late when I'm performing at night, but last night it was no performance. It was fun. It was a great time last night. All right, hey, do I have a shirt? It is. We need to put his free giveaway Friday, correct? Where's the shirt? What are we giving away a shirt, or what are we giving away today?
Hamburgers tonight.
Giving away a hamburger. Who wants to come eat dinner with us tonight? Hamburgers. Okay. How can I set this up to where people could see that we need two of them, I think, don't we? Where you can see be committed. And then the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. I don't know if this is going to work or not.
Hey, there it goes. Perfect.
What about the other side?
Yeah, you just can't see it. Simply.
Well, I was going to do this.
We can't see it on the screen.
I can.
Never mind. Look, if you share the stream, let's just do this way, okay?
I can't stand beside you and hold it the whole show.
Nah, you ain't got to do that. I'll just say this. Look, this is our little motto around here. Be committed. This is what we say because I believe commitment changes everything in your life. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. If you share the stream, well, how many people are we going to pick? One? We're doing one giveaway? Hello, is anybody here? Shit, I feel like I'm alone. Thank you for being awake over there. Like, comment, and share, and you can go into the drawing for a t-shirt. Happy Friday. I'm a little sluggish this morning. Didn't get that pre-workout in. Didn't even get my workout in, so I'm struggling. Bless you, Hayden. So as always, before we get into the show, let's get into our 60 seconds of gratitude. I got a question. Who likes whenever I bring up the 60 seconds of gratitude? Is anybody in here? Show me a hand if you're not excited about 60 seconds of gratitude today. Are you excited for it?
I'm excited for it. I mean, it brings that accountability.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get started. Yesterday, Fejo, man, some of you guys went out and you door knocked. How long did y'all do that?
An hour.
Even the dude that doesn't work here went out and door knocked with y'all.
He did.
Even the guy that's
Dog was dying.
was it? He drug his dog. Josh, congratulations, 75 calls. Gracie, 50 calls. Gracie, was it hard for you to get those 50 in?
Yesterday it was a little bit.
Congratulations. Hayden McKee, 51 calls. KK, congrats, 50. Noah, 50. Larima. Oh.
Take this damn shirt off right now.
Let's just, Larima, before we get started and we talk about commitment this morning, tell me this. How do you feel about yesterday?
It was very productive. There was a lot going on.
But how do you feel about yesterday?
I don't feel good.
Why? You were productive. Why do you not feel good about it?
Because there was a target that I still needed to hit and I didn't hit it.
But you were productive. Did it bother you? Were you dreading coming in? Did you almost quit?
No, I didn't almost quit, but
I almost did.
What?
Yeah. It was still bothering me. It still bothers me.
God, man, I love that. Here's how your life changes with commitment. There was a time in my life where targets didn't matter. Do you understand? Do you understand what's going on whenever yesterday you were very productive in this, the other thing that you're expecting yourself to do was so overwhelming you couldn't quite get to it and you still feel guilty about it. That's a good feeling. Does that make sense to any of you? Congrats, Drew, again, for coming up short. Let's congrats Drew for not hitting his target.
Drew.
That boy Drew coming up short. Share the stream. You'll go into the drawing for one of these shirts that'll change your life. I want you to think about that. I want everybody that's here right now today, what we're talking about, how does commitment change the game for you? I want you to think about, was there a time in your life where you felt like you did a lot, but it still wasn't good enough.
Good job.
Congrats, Drew.
Attaboy.
Drew, have you lost some weight?
And
He
Alan.
has. He's looking better, doesn't he?
Drew, you look like you've lost some weight.
You don't look fat.
How many pounds have you lost? The secret chubby boy is losing weight. I like
8 so far.
8 pounds. Congratulations. Maybe that held you back from hitting your target, though. I don't know. So I want y'all to think about something. Think about this for me. Since you've been working here, can you anybody think, hey, I see our girl Ashley's on here. What is she? Today's her big day. Congrats, Ashley. 75 hard. We ought to be doing more challenges as a team that put a lot of focus and intention on commitment. Is 75 hard an intentional commitment?
Yeah.
You tried it. How many times have you tried it? Once. How far did you get?
About 10 days.
10 days. Well, Ashley, our girl, look, I can't see the damn. Man, I'm getting so fed up with this computer. You could see my commitment to anger, and I could just throw the thing down. Good morning, Frank. Everybody, Tammy Burton. I can't see all the comments, but I know there's some people on here. But I want you to think back. Hey, zip it. I want y'all to think back since you've been here, and I want you to think about how commitment is present with you in your spirit today versus when it wasn't. Does anybody have a story they could share? You, Little Red. Tell us, Josh.
Well, I was looking at my notes the other day, and I saw I'd written down in 2020 of January, I weighed 130 pounds. And so a year later, I weighed myself, and I think it was like 20 pounds up from where I was. And it took a lot of commitment.
Did
to do
it?
that. Oh, yeah.
Well, tell me what kind of commitment it took.
Well, waking up every single morning, going.
Were you
to work
on
out.
the same regimen then?
No. I mean, I've stepped it up a lot since then, but I was just saying, I was thinking from when I went to flip the switch.
Yep.
Birds. I mean, that just kind of hit something.
Urgh.
Hit a soft spot in me where I just.
So how long does it take before you can accurately have this gut feeling awareness that that person's committed? How long does it take you?
I think about 30 days.
Months.
Does it take 30 days for you? How long does it take for you?
In about 3 or 4 weeks, you can tell somebody where they're going.
How long does it take you, Noah?
A little longer than 30 days.
How long does it take you, Gracie?
I'm sorry. I
are
was
you
trying to
talking?
comment on it.
How long does it
Sorry.
take you?
Probably about
How many tattoos do you have?
7.
You're committed to the tattoos. Are you getting more? How long does it take you to tell if somebody's committed or not?
Probably about 30 days.
Pruitt, 30 days. Van, couple of months. Larima,
A week.
a week. You know how long it takes me to tell if somebody's committed? An hour. I can pick up on the bullshit immediately. You know how I know? Their past tells on them. What they say they're going to do. They're going to do this and they don't do that. You can come in here one day and I can tell if you've got it in you to be committed or not. What is the number one thing you think it takes to build commitment? Well, I think it takes this agreement that I'm going to always do what I say I'm going to do. See, whenever you get really, really focused, you need to put these things out there, these targets. The targets are what you're pursuing. The targets are what you're chasing. The targets are what will eventually change your life. The commitment is what will make it happen. Do you follow what I'm saying? And whenever you become this person that's so addicted to that winning feeling of hitting your targets because of your commitment, Larima, our little pride and joy. She ain't feeling good today, are you?
I'm okay.
Are you feeling good?
Some congestion.
No. I'm talking about that commitment. I'm talking about that target. How are you feeling about that?
I feel pretty shitty. I'm ashamed of myself.
Damn, no. Think about this. Would you have you always felt like that whenever you said you're going to do something? Or is that new because you're here?
I mean, it doesn't happen often. If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it.
Yep. Well, I'm somebody that most of my life I was a big talker. And whenever I said I was going to do things, I was going to do these things not now. I was going to do them in the future. One day, man, one of these days, I'm going to be big time. I was a one of these days, into the future, because into the future does not have to be done right now. Into the future can just be spoken about. Everything changes when I'm going to have to do that right now. What I've got to do today, what I've got to do right now, that's when my life started changing. And what I believe, and that's why I put this on the back of the shirt. No matter what it is that you're doing, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. If you're a winner, you're a winner. Do you think Tom Brady, do you think Michael Jordan, you just think about the biggest winners that we know in our life. Do they win at everything, or do they just win at what their sport is, what their job is? What do you think? What do you think it's like to play golf with Michael Jordan?
Tom Brady is a hell of a golfer.
Is he?
Yeah.
Do you think Tom Brady is just a hell of a golfer because he's Tom Brady, or do you think Tom Brady?
He's committed to hitting his targets and winning. He's competitive.
Man, success will become simple once you understand what hitting targets means. Once you build this discipline. And if you want to grow, you raise the stakes on the targets. Are you following what I'm saying? Is 50 calls enough for you, Fejo? Why do I want you to make more than 50 calls? Josh is the only one that makes more than 50 calls.
Because I'm so young and have a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. If we're just very transparent, the reason why Josh has got to do this, for him to get to where he wants to, everybody that's older than him has an advantage, especially at your age. To go from 20, you're 20. Pruitt, are you 22 or 3?
3.
When you're 20 to 23, there's just a lot of things in the adult life that's happened. What are you, 22 or 3? 22?
23 September.
There's just a lot. So what Josh, the way he's going to have to even the playing field, is 75 calls enough? I don't know. Maybe it needs to be 100. I don't know. But I do know this. A 20-year-old dude that's coming in and doing what Josh is doing, I know this. His life ain't going to be the same whenever he's 22 or 23. I just know that. If he continues to hit these targets. And the reason, there's one thing that will make you hit those targets, and it's a muscle. It's something that you build. It's not something that you're given. It's whenever you learn how to commit to something. I was a dude, my mom and dad got a divorce when I was probably 15, and I was probably 10. My dad died when I was 15. But a lot of people don't understand how early years of a child shapes a lot of things for them, like really screws them up. But here's the beauty of it. Parents, no matter what, no matter how good you are, you're going to screw your kids up, okay? If you're too good to your kids, the world's going to be tough on them. No matter what you do, kids are going to have to overcome things. So as I was growing up through life, like in relationships, I always thought it was kind of cool. Man, I just can't commit. I thought there was something really cool about the fact I ain't doing no relationship. I ain't doing that thing. I can't commit. But what was so powerful today at 48, if I could go back, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. What does that tell you about a man that can't commit to a relationship? Can't commit to his job. And I'm looking at the results. Couldn't commit to relationship. My life really didn't start getting a lot better until Brittany, till I committed to that. And I told a lot of people, the reason why I got married wasn't really just for her, but it was for me. I was ready to commit to something. And my life over those, I guess it's been about 5 years now, it's really started changing, because the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. If you can't commit to something, can you commit to anything? I don't know. I couldn't. I just know a lot of great people out there. Those great habits of commitment in football translate to Tom Brady's greatness in golf, you're saying. You said he's great. How good is he?
He hung in there with Phil Mickelson.
Oh, so he's that good? Tony Romo's another guy.
Yeah,
he was a free agent that made it with the Dallas Cowboys. He had to work hard to make an NFL team.
He's playing Corn Fair now.
He's what?
He's playing like the amateur.
He is. So this discipline. See, commitment is a discipline. It's a decision. And so, my commitments get tested. And the reason why I stay through, or the reason why I honor those commitments, is because I don't want it to disrupt my future. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So last year, I had this big decision to make. Your dad was doing that development in Nashville. And whenever I signed that contract to buy that, I mean, a couple guys made the decision we were going to buy, one each. And at the time, it was a good idea because I liked that short-term rental. I liked the potential. I liked what I saw. I trusted what I was getting into. But there's one thing I could not predict. Last year, March, what happened? Coronavirus. What did it do to the Nashville tourism? Shut it down. So they're building those units up there. And it kept taking a little bit longer. The longer it took, looking back, it was a blessing to me because it kind of faded the time. People, if I would had to close on that and put the money down, people weren't coming anyway. They weren't even allowed. So what do you think my thoughts were?
Lost so much money. I'm going to lose it all. I don't want to.
I could back out. I think it was $10,000. So one guy did back out. And me and Joey, we just kept talking about it. There's two reasons why I didn't back out. One, it was your dad. Number two, it was because of my commitment. And I felt like if I back out on something small like this, what is it going to look like whenever I write down these goals every day and I'm pursuing something that's going to change my life? Something's going to come up like that did. Something's going to come up like what you're saying about the party being moved to next Friday. We committed to this Friday. We build the muscle. We build the habits of doing what we say we're going to do. That's why we do it. And whenever your brain sees and recognizes and understands how committed you are to doing things, whenever it's time to make those decisions, the courage is easier. Closed on the unit. And there was probably 2 or 3 months, Van. How many months was it of just no income? It was $4,100 a month going out every month with nobody. Hayden was my first tenant. He stayed there with no furniture. You liked it that way, didn't you? Okay, so the reason why it took so long to get it going was because I couldn't get furniture because of COVID. Then we get the furniture in there, and within the first month of the guy booking it broke even. Excuse me. The next month, I made $1,000. This month, I think I'll make $2,000 off of that. My fear's a year ago, the old Tommy wouldn't have had the courage or the commitment to stay into that deal. So I believe commitment is one thing that can change everything, and it does not have to start with big things. It can start with small things. Being here at 8:15 is one. What's our smallest commitment that we ask of someone here?
You're at 8:15.
Is that the smallest? Is there anything smaller?
So that's it.
Now, what the person that struggles to get here at 8:15 has to understand, because that person, hey, who is it?
It's me.
Yeah, let's just make it official. The person that misses the little target can easily justify that he hits all those other targets. Couldn't he?
Yeah.
Couldn't he or she? Couldn't Hayden? I want you to think about this. He comes in, he misses that target, but he hits all of his other targets. There's people out there. What is the difference? What is the difference between Tom Brady and who's the next? Who's another great quarterback? What's the difference? Drew Brees. Who else?
Who's Rodgers?
Peyton Manning.
Who's a great quarterback and haven't won a championship yet?
Lamar.
Marcus Mariota.
Well, I want you to think about greatness. A lot of times, it's a thin separation. You can probably think about it. You have probably seen some great players. You played college football. You were also on a team where you probably saw people that were better players that could have gone on to different levels, but there are these little things.
Yeah. The best players actually didn't play because their commitments weren't in line.
These little things make big differences. That's saying small hinges swing big doors. So sometimes it's just these little bitty baby things that are holding back this big life that you have. Get committed. Be committed. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Shut us down, Veen Grafton.